So previously, a couple years ago, I did some episodes of this series with no background footage, and now I'm redoing it with background footage. This takes way more effort, but it's better for storytelling. I'm also lightly editing the script and re-recording it because my voice is way sexier now. I'm hoping these changes will make the concept more spreadable to a wider audience. Let's see if it works. This is Kingdom Hearts. The plot begins with three young teenagers who spend most of their time on a cluster of islands called Destiny Islands, which is in no way thematic to the core of the story. The main character is Sora, a 14-year-old boy extremely late to hit puberty and a big fan of chains and zippers. He can be slow and dim-witted most of the time, but that's just one of the side effects of having an incurably positive attitude. His two friends are Riku, a 15-year-old lord of edge who wears pants held up by other pants, who has a deep-seated sense of purpose and drive to explore and learn everything he can, and Kairi, a 14-year-old red-haired angel with a choker, so you know what she's into, who will hopefully be at least 18 in Kingdom Hearts 3's storyline. The game begins with Sora having a strange dream where he first handles a magical weapon and uses it to destroy these eerie-looking creatures of darkness. Silent text on the screen guides Sora's actions as he hops up stained glass staircases and foretells of coming events. What's outcomes seem to depend entirely on him. This inner voice numerous times makes mention of a door that Sora will be the one to open, but the plot device is extremely vague, as you'd expect an introduction to be. Sora eventually wakes from his dream laying on the beach. The three friends, Sora, Riku, and Kairi, at Riku's behest, are building a raft to take them off the island so they can try to find other worlds. A solid plan, considering how kind the middle of the ocean has a history of being to flimsy wooden vessels. This section sees the friends collecting provisions and materials to finalize their preparations for the voyage, which include 2 coconuts, even though there's 3 people, also 3 fish, 3 mushrooms, and a bucket of water, which is all the food they're planning to bring, which is all anybody really needs to bring on a destination-less trip through the open ocean. Riku is very philosophical, unfortunately, and feels compelled to find the answers he seeks. Why are we here? If there are other worlds out there, why did we end up on this one? All the burning questions nobody can answer. At some point, Riku gets Sora alone and tosses him a star-shaped fruit. It's a Paupu fruit, and they say that if 2 people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives no matter what. He suggests Sora try it with Kairi as a joke. It's pretty clear that he's playing upon Sora's implied feelings for her. Sora, to save face, simply feigns ignorance and tosses it while Riku laughs away. The two are very competitive with each other, and they both seem to have a vested interest in their female companion. Destiny Islands has a sketchy area that has become somewhat of a legend, although legends about an area on an island are easy to spread when there's only 6 people who frequent it. Oh, did I forget the other 3 people? Don't worry, they're completely inconsequential. Nobody even talks to them. Anyway, there's a secret place at the base of a tree that leads to a cave. The cave itself is no mystery. The children go in there all the time and use sharp stones to carve pictures into the wall. You know those leisure activities you used to do before humans discovered fire? But on this particular day, while Sora is in the cave looking for a mushroom to collect for the raft, he stumbles upon an old picture he and Kairi drew of each other's faces when they were little. With the impending uncertainty of how this raft voyage will go, and the big change in the 3 of their lives that is certain to come from it, Sora sits down, grabs a rock, and draws an arm with a Paupu fruit in it extending from his face to Kairi's. Which is nice sentimental symbolism and all, but I'm pretty sure you have to eat the fruit with the person to have it work. Let's just say that when I have a headache, drawing a picture of aspirin doesn't make it go away. After this event, a mysterious hooded figure appears from the shadows in front of an even mysteriouser door in the back of the cave, saying that it's come to see the door to this world. The conversation between them basically consists of the figure calling Sora a fucking idiot that doesn't know anything, but in like the cloak and dagger kind of way you'd expect from a mysterious hooded figure lurking in the shadows. Then it disappears, and it's business as usual, and of course Sora doesn't think to tell anybody about what the hell just happened. It would ruin the intrigue. Meanwhile, a separate storyline is taking place somewhere very far away from Destiny Islands, in Disney Castle. Donald Duck discovers King Mickey to be missing, leaving only a note behind. The note, written by Mickey, tells of a foreboding phenomenon occurring where stars in the night sky are going out, one by one, disappearing. He's gone to check it out, apparently without talking to his TV wife, because he asks Donald to apologize to Minnie for him like a goddamn coward. Kidding, of course. The note tells Donald and Goofy of a person with a key. the key to their survival. He tells them to go to a place called Traverse Town and find a man named Leon to point them in the right direction. Thus begins Donald and Goofy's journey to find this key, as well as King Mickey himself, who neglected to mention where he was going or what hotel he was shacking up in. Queen Minnie, sensing an opportunity for publicity like the fame whore she is, sends Jiminy Cricket along with Donald and Goofy to chronicle their adventures, apparently forgetting that Jiminy Cricket is a cricket whose journal is small enough for a cricket to put in the pocket of a jacket small enough for a cricket to wear, thus the text would be illegible to any normal-sized person or animal. The anthropomorphic trio set off in their spacecraft that can travel between worlds to head for Traverse Town. Back to Destiny Islands and our heroes, as the narrator of Pokemon would call them, it's the night before the group is all set to ride a tiny raft into the gaping maw of the sea. Sora is laying in the bedroom of his house, which took me like 7 years to realize is not actually on the island, when he notices a storm suddenly begins storming. It doesn't look like your average storm. The lightning is purple and seems to be coming out of these whirlpool-looking things in the sky. Sora rushes off by small wooden boat to the island to check on the raft, and when he arrives, he notices that Riku and Kairi's boats are docked there as well, putting them also in the middle of the storm. As he starts to run towards where the raft is moored, a black portal appears in front of him, and what emerges are a group of those same dark creatures Sora fought in that dream he had. Striking them with his wooden sword has no effect, so Sora has no choice but to run past in his search for his friends. He sees Riku in the distance and runs up behind him, asking him where Kairi is. Riku says, "The door has opened." Sora's like, "What are you talking about?" Riku says, "The door is open, Sora. Now we can go to the outside world." Sora's like, "What about Kairi?" And Riku's like, "Kairi's coming with us." At which point I'm like, how? And neither of you know where she is. Riku's just like, "Oh, I'm sure she'll find her way." But you have to hand it to him. In the midst of everything collapsing, their whole world being sucked up into this giant hurricane, Riku sees what could be his only chance to really get to the outside world. By this point, a black void has opened up beneath Riku's feet, gradually enveloping him in its dark tentacles. But Riku isn't afraid. He simply holds out his hand to Sora, beckoning him to take it and join him on the other side, which as far as they know could very well just be straight up death. I mean, there's a void of darkness swallowing you up. The metaphor is kind of on the nose. Sora tries to grab Riku's hand, but he can't quite reach, partly because the void is pulling him away, and partly because Riku's not even putting any effort into his outreach. I mean, he could not look like he gave any less of a shit if Sora actually makes contact. His reach is shorter than a Gone Home speedrun. So Riku disappears into the darkness with Sora left on the beach, but he's not alone. With the void's vanishing act comes the arrival of a strange-looking weapon that materializes in Sora's hand. It wields like a sword, but it's shaped like a key, and the silent text from the dream echoes in Sora's mind one word repeatedly: Keyblade. Keyblade. This Keyblade turns out to be capable of slaying those dark creatures, but no matter how many Sora destroys, more seem to be infinitely spawning. He hacks and slashes his way towards that secret cave in his search for Kairi, whom Riku straight up abandoned with no second thought. Upon entering the cave, Sora sees Kairi with her back facing him. He calls out to her, but something's wrong. She turns around and looks at him emotionlessly like a zombie, and monotonously replies, "Sora." She's standing in front of that strange door. She reaches out her arm towards Sora, but right as she does, the door behind her swings open with tremendous force, and black gale force winds send Kairi rocketing towards him. Sora extends his arms to catch her, but right as she would have made contact, she vanishes into thin air. What the fuck is going on? Sora runs back outside and things have really gone to shit in his absence. Debris is being sucked up into a black hole in the sky, trees, rocks, and huts being vacuumed up like dust bunnies. The world itself is being swallowed. Sora tries not to join the trees and rocks, but inevitably flies up into the hole just the same. Well, that's the end of this chapter. Hopefully the new imagery and remastering make it a bit more desirable to watch. Like, share, and subscribe and whatnot, and I'll see you guys next time.